Hey everyone, I'm Rather Incoherent, back with more Dream Eaters. This is going to be the second part of our Dream side. We're playing Search for Kadath. Let's talk about how our decks have upgraded before we get into the scenario itself. This Leo deck has picked up Beat Cops, another Charisma, extra ammos, Ever Vigilant, and a Stick to the Plan. So now my economy is much more consistent. I'll be able to more reliably use Contraband and extra ammo, put huge amounts of bullets on this 45 Thompson, and that's pretty much the whole plan. Use efficient allies, put bullets on gun with +2 fist, win the game. It's not a very complicated plan, and honestly, it's not even the very good plan, but it's a good enough plan. We're gonna see how it goes. Over here on Daryl, you can see I picked up a Charisma and a Maelson, so I have essentially the best Mythos Resilience card in the game. I've also picked up Quick Studies to discard clues for +3s to things, which is incredibly valuable. I have Press Pass as well for the extra actions it'll give me. And I'm actually using these research notes now, so I've cut the Hawkeye folding cameras. I've also cut Look What I Found, Shadow Light, and the Second Empirical Hypothesis just to make room for all this other stuff, as well as throwing in Unrelenting out at Crossroads for more draw to get this engine online faster. We're a fundamentally slower, more setup-oriented deck now, but we should be very, very fast and incredibly safe once we do finish setting up. Getting into the game, we have 2 agendas. The first one has 7 Doom. If you're at a port, you can resign. We won't be doing that. And our act goal was to get to a port and spend 4 clues. The port is right here, and you can see the Veiled mechanic is in play. This is the keyword for how Dim Carcosa worked. If you get all the clues, you can flip a location and read the text on the other side. It's introduced fairly oddly, in my opinion, because the first Veiled mechanic at Ulthar, it's just bad. And then the second one at Sky River is a punishment for failing a test that's just bad, and then every other one is good. And it's weird to introduce rules by their exceptions, but generally you want to flip Veiled locations, just not these first 2. We've also got a pack of Boonlets with Swarming 1 spawning there. I'll put that down after I do my mulligans. And we're spawning at Ulthar with 1 Shroud, 2 clues. We're damned, so let's see what we're getting as a problem for our good friend Leo. He's got the Hanged Man. He cannot mulligan his opening hand. Gross. Well, let's see what he gets then, because this is it. He's got a weapon. That's something. Also, I forgot to put Stick to the Plan in play, and we have Virgil Gray. I'm gonna forget this guy constantly, it's just the way of it. Every time we find a Sign of the Gods, he's gonna swap characters and give somebody a card, resource, or heal horror. Then over here in Daryl, where we actually do get to mulligan, we're gonna see what our opening hand looks like. And I think we toss all of that. Maybe we keep Mr. Rook, but that's pretty much it. If we hold Mr. Rook, we need to hold Burning the Midnight Oil so that he can find Milan, and then we can play him immediately. I'm gonna keep just Mr. Rook, Midnight Oil, and mulligan the other 3. Oh. Well, I guess we don't need to find the Milan so much anymore, do we? Alright, we're gonna go first. We play Milan for 4, we investigate with Burning the Midnight Oil, and we play Practice Makes Perfect. That's not an action. Because of course it's not. Our top 9 cards do, in fact, include a deduction. And I'm hard-pressed to say we shouldn't be picking that. It's not like I want Perception instead. We're up 1 million just on auto-fail. Even -4 is not enough to stop us. Because this is only 1 Shroud, I'll take both clues. In last action, I'll play down Mr. Rook. Because it's not like I want to run ahead and get attacked by these Vuniths. Speaking of, here's your Swarming card. Over here for Leo, we use Stick to the Plan, Emergency Cash, and go up to 8 resources. And then I guess I play Easy Mark and see what's on top of my deck. And I have to play a weapon. Enchanted Blade is the better weapon, so I'll throw it down first. I'm not really looking to put 1 million bullets on a 45 automatic. I can, it's not great. Anyway, upkeep, Overpower, upkeep, Empirical Hypothesis. Those are nice, not the best. And our encounter cards are the Song of the Maja Bird. Well, Milan's not in play, or sorry, Maelson's not in play, so that's just there now, and we're gonna get Doom from it. And investigating sucks, but we probably weren't investigating this turn anyway. We can take this up 2 with an Overpower. That's like all we've got. I'll take a photo of this, because I may as well. I don't think I'm going to get that, because it's going away at the end of the round, but we may as well. I test Maja Bird with Overpower at +2, and if this fails, we get a Doom, and there's not really anything we can do about it. But we get lucky. Not like that lucky, the odds are pretty thoroughly with us, but still. Anyway, our new car is... Oh! Hi there. Bit of a regret for playing that Enchanted Blade now, but I can live with this. We're probably not going to play it for a hot second. Instead, I'm going to walk down into the Vunas and swing at them. They only got one. It's pretty easy to get the kill on one of them here. That's a tablet. That's going to be a kill. This goes back under. This last one's now a 3-2-3 instead of a 1-2-1, but that's completely fine. Ideally, he's never going to get to attack because we can just, like, immediately leave. I double move, and I investigate with deduction as my last action. Yeah, sure, why not? Cool, I get that with the Kodak as well. We'll take both clues and a resource, thanks Milan. And I think this is not end of the round. Ah, no, it's still end of the round, damn. So, that's fine. We're going to get hit for 1-1 over here, not the biggest deal. This is going to go away. I believe that dealt horror to me, I just forgot to do it because I wasn't giving plus Shroud. I was at 5, 6, 7 to 3. I couldn't have taken that, so I have to take horror. That goes on Milan. And then upkeep phase, and then we advance the act. We spend our clues, and we get out of here. And it's very important that you play like this. That somebody just gets the Vunas, and you run past, you grab the clues, and you sprint out. Because the Zoogs are a problem. In the starting deck, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 swarming Zoogs, and the Zoog Burrow, which I believe is just Zoogs with extra steps, right? Oh, I'm sorry, there were 5 Zoogs. And yes, there is still the Zoog Burrow, which is just Zoogs with extra steps. And now that we advance the act, these guys don't exist, and this guy doesn't exist. And now we get to pick where we're going next. And I'm gonna go straight down the list. My experience has been the higher they are, the easier they are. And you just want to do as much as you can, so you start with the easiest and you work your way through. And you never finish Timeless Realm. I've went there first once, and it's like all we did. That place takes forever. So we're gonna go to Oriab, and hopefully setup just works. Look at that, that's incredible. And are the guys with the mask and the deck, they are perfect. So we can continue right along. With the Mythos phase, 207 Doom, evil cards. We have another Dreamlands Eclipse. Gonna take a picture of that, I guess. No reason to take a picture of anything other than that. And I got this, which I'll need to be getting rid of, because now drawing, playing, or gaining resources cost me an additional action. Now, the way I think these work is that it's referring specifically to the basic actions, but I will be taking a lot of play actions as I haven't finished setting up, so I do need to deal with that. We're at 2 Shroud, so I can actually just investigate, commit perception, and increase the Shroud to 4. And I'll be up 4 still, so that's fine. I gain a resource, but instead of getting a clue, I discard that card. And I draw a card off the perception to the wrong hands. And we get this clue on the Kodak. I'm going to tap Mr. Rook at this point. I feel like I'm relatively safe if I do pull my signature and just eat damage, which I didn't. I could take a couple of cards that are just alright, but instead I'm going to take Out of Crossroads, because that's just 3 cards instead of 1 card. I still need so many pieces that I just want to get draw more than anything else. And last action, I'll throw down Empirical Hypothesis so that I can start banking evidence on that too. This isn't going to go into effect again because Leo's not investigating. Man, it's just a bad Ever Vigilant in this deck, isn't it? Ever Vigilant just doesn't work well in Leo. I'm going to draw a card, because right now I only have 2 actions planned. Okay. I'm going to discard this, and then spend 8 resources playing 45 Thompson, and then I'm going to get 3 more bullets with an extra ammo. Oh, I forgot to do something just now that's kind of important. So I was so busy talking about other things that I forgot when we were doing all that stuff and we were in the City of Sky. Where did the cards that it took out go? So in Dilathline, we got all the clues. I was supposed to flip it afterwards. It's very important that you actually do this, because that's where you get your first Sign of the Gods and the instructions for how they work. It's kind of a big deal. So that should have been flipped. We should have one of these. That's not me retroactively playing anything. Everything happens exactly as it used to. It's just a lightning bolt that I did for free that I forgot was supposed to be done to progress the game and use the mechanics. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sure everyone understands. Anyway, that'll be Leo's whole turn. Draw, Compston, extra ammo. Let's go. Oh, these Knight Riders should actually have a card, so it's... I can't put the 45 under it and have it be honest. I shouldn't know what it is, so it's just the top card. Now it's, again, mathematically the same. 3 Doom. Wait. Did I just get rid of those? Yes, I just got rid of those. Okay. Because they were supposed to get shuffled in when the agenda advanced. So, like I said, 3 Doom, evil cards. Let's see it. We have Wondrous Lands. There are clues on my location, so it has -2 Shroud. And after you successfully investigate, take 1 Horror, place 1 Doom on the current agenda, and discard Wondrous Lands. Now, thankfully, I have a way of getting clues without investigating. But that's not very good. I don't like that. And then over here, we have Footbad. I take a picture of Footbad, though. I'm going to put that here to remind myself that it's on Footbad. Now, I have the impression that Dream Eaters as a whole might not be scaled for low player counts very well. I definitely cannot afford to be placing Doom on the agenda, so I have to work around that. I'm going to go first on Daryl. Out of Crossroads triggers, I get 3 cards, draw into the wrong hand, as always. Okay, on Daryl, I'm going to walk down with my second action, because I can't investigate my current location. Going to investigate Perception, Unrelenting, seal the good tokens. That's a -1, that's an easy pass. I'm going to draw 3 cards, 1 for Perception, 1 for the Unrelenting. Sorry, 2 for the Unrelenting. We only get 1 clue. Unfortunately, we can't play that Crack the Case quite yet. And that'll be the turn here, but we will also pick this up with the Kodak. I got a -1. I was at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. -1 is 8 to 5. That passes by 3. We get an evidence on Hypothesis 2. And as a reminder, I'm not declaring what Hypothesis is because it's always the same thing. It's always succeed by 3. On Leo, I'm very seriously looking at just like resource contraband. Or draw extra ammo. We'll look at draw first, draw again. Extra ammo. 1, 2, 3 more. We're up to 11 bullets. That's it. That's all we're doing. We have a bunch of useless weapons in our hand because we're only using the 1. The Night Riders aren't hunters, so that'll be it for the enemy phase. Upkeep phase, we get an easy mark. We get a quick study. Quick study is fantastic. Over here, these 45 automatics commit for foot. I don't need those. I also haven't actually overdrawn somehow, so we're fine. 4 of 7 Doom and Evil cards. We have a Dreamlands Eclipse in play. We snap a photo of that. And we also have, not as happy about the Night Riders. However, if we evade them, they are dead. We're currently at 3 to 5. We can use our ability to get rid of an evidence here to be at 3 to 3. We have Lucky in hand to be functionally up 2. It's not as good as I would like it to be. I've got Unrelenting, Practice Makes Perfect, and 2 copies of Analysis still on my deck to help me out if I just want to draw a card with Hypothesis instead. There's also a chance that hits my signature weakness, I lose all my evidence, and I can't do anything. And the reason we want to dodge them is because after you have a Night Riders discarded, this is just the clean solution. And Leo already has to go kill the Night Riders. We don't have the time for Leo to like walk around and kill 2 sets of Night Riders. That's not happening. I'm going to use an evidence, and I'm going to evade the Night Riders. And we're at 3 to 3. And that's just all we got. We're not committing press pass to this. Reveal another token. No additional effects. -2 is acceptable. We play Lucky. And they're just dead immediately. Get out of here. We need to investigate this location now. And unfortunately, we're not like the best at that. We're only up 1 base. Did I not commit a deduction to this, or did I draw the deduction afterwards? I drew it afterwards. I drew 3 cards off the check. Okay, good. I think the play is to use another evidence on this location to be up 3 instead of up 1. Yeah, that's definitely it. There's not really a way around it, unfortunately. I investigate, I use an evidence, I'm up 3 now. Didn't actually need to do it in the end, but it gets us the evidence off Dreamlands. Oh, right, yeah, Dreamlands Eclipse is here. I mean, I'm taking a horror, because I didn't do the math initially, so horror is the least thing that's retroactive, it's just a constant. But that's fine, we got that, and now we crack the case for 5. And then we're able to play... We don't have a way to drop clues yet, so all of them are a little bit awkward and not quite working. I'm going to get the research notes out, no, the quick study out first, because it's the one that's most individually useful if I find myself desperately needing that effect. And that won't matter again, so I'll discard it now. Over here, we're going to walk down on Leo Anderson. The cats will engage, and these cats will have to be killed the good old-fashioned way. Sadly, I can't just play Contraband as much as I would like to. I'm going to have to shoot these guys. And we are at 4, 5, 6 to 2. So that's up 4. Just don't auto-fail me. Skull's fine. Oh. Cool, I'll use more bullets and take horror, I guess. Thanks, game. Really appreciate that. I take a horror in the enemy phase, upkeep, second easy mark is nice, practice makes perfect is good. Don't need this gun. 5 of 7 Doom and evil cards. Foot bad, end of story. Except I take a picture of Foot bad. And we're also being hunted by Corsairs. I'm gonna just put a giant copy of this right here so that I can't forget that it's happening. I'm probably just getting domed for 4 damage by these things, but maybe I don't have to. That would be nice. All right, on Leo, I'm gonna shoot again. As my first action, we're shooting at, just don't autofill numbers. Cool, it's dead this time. I play Easy Mark as my second action to go up to 6 resources and to draw 2 cards. I'm sorry, do I have like a deck of 12 cards with nothing but allies? Guard dog, beat cop, Mitch. All right, yeah, sure. I know I don't run a lot of allies, especially for a Leo deck, but man, that's funny. Anyway, with my last action, I play Contraband. And I double the bullets to 16. I could theoretically pretty easily play the next Contraband, I'm just not sure I'm ever shooting 16 bullets. Oh, also, I forgot to use Virgil last time. Here, have a resource flip. Over here on Daryl, I'm gonna go ahead and use this Veiled ability. We're looking at another Sign of the Gods, easy enough. This is only for investigations, right? Yes. It's still gonna be very annoying, but that's fine. And that triggers Virgil. I'm going to take card draw, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna take card draw off Virgil, and I'm gonna swap him right back immediately. Does he exhaust? No, of course not. And then as my first action, I walk over to Leo's location. As my second action, I'm going to investigate. I know I don't have the supplies, but that's fine. Actually, no, because it might end my turn, right? This happens afterwards. Yeah. I'm gonna play research notes first. Not even, I'm playing press pass first. And after that, I'm going to investigate. I'm going to hit deduction. I'm at 5, 6, 7 to 3, so I pass except for auto fail. Exactly. And I get both clues, and there is a test here to see whether or not something bad happens to me, but the bad thing is that I end my turn. I'll take it just in case there's a meaningful penalty token. There is not. I fail, my turn ends. And we flip this. We uncover another Sign of the Gods. Not correct. This one, please. And we get a Tenebrous Night Gaunt shuffled into the encounter deck. Only one, though. And this guy's gonna go off again. I'm gonna take the resource so I can afford to play the Contraband more easily. And pop back over to Daryl, and that's it for us. Upkeep phase. Ruined Film finally hits. Did I just crush a roll? No, I got absolutely crushed by the roll. I lose all of these, but also I got clues, and this is on Foot bad, so I should have gotten a 1. Which is objectively better to have on Hypothesis, not that I'll ever use it to draw, but it should be there. Over here, we're good on hand size. 6 of 7 Doom. I feel like we're actually making a reasonable pace here. I double-clicked, so this was the second one. This goes in my hand. I am not allowed to play or commit cards with an odd number of words in their title. So all of my skills don't work, except for Vicious Blow. That's technically tolerable, but I'd like to get rid of that by discarding a card with an even number of words, like 45 automatic. All right, easy enough. And over here, welcome to Song of the Maja Bird. Baleson's not in play, we just have to deal with it. It's very frustrating. I can't take a picture of that meaningfully, can I? No, and I can't take a picture of the hidden card in his hand either because it's not in play. Like, you do take a picture of it, I just don't think there's a way to get clues. There actually is a way to get clues, it just doesn't make any sense to do it. I can drop the clue with Quick Study on something else. So I go first on Leo, and I spend an evidence to make it a 2 test. Leo discards a card and uses Overpower. Easy enough. Okay, first action this. I discard my 45 automatic so that I can play cards again. Second action, I test Maja Bird. I use Empirical Hypothesis to make it a 2 difficulty test. We're currently up 2. I commit Overpower to be up 4. Excellent, it's gone. Unfortunately, that means it's not going to be giving us evidence, but that's fine, and I walk back here, because I'll need to be up there. Now the hard part. Do we care about 1 point of victory more or less than 1 point of doom? Because I haven't been able to get research notes online, which means that I'm not actually able to bypass Wondrous Land. And this is an end of the round thing. If I don't leave this turn, it's gonna cost just an entire round. And additionally, there's not really a way for me to bypass this effectively at the minute. No, I'm gonna move up. I'm not gonna worry about it. They're just not getting this victory, that's fine. Next action, I'm going to test Hunted by Corsairs at 5-4. I use Quick Study and I drop a clue. Sorry, that's my last action. My second action is playing Research Notes so that I can get a clue on Research Notes, which will of course cost me 1. And then I do this test. We're at 5-4. I go up a lot more. I'm at 8-4. This activates and gives me an action back. And now we're up 4 on the Corsair test. That's a pass. You're discarded. I'm gonna keep you on the side because I know I'll need you later. That was a huge negative, so I don't get Hypothesis off of that. I'm gonna tap Mr. Rook. I think that's just the thing to do here. I forget what my basic weakness is. This could be a huge mistake. Oh, it's 13th gate. Who cares? And I think I take At a Crossroads. Research Notes is probably more important. It's hard to say. I'm gonna take Research Notes. It's a core card. I need that. And that's it for us. Upkeep phase, there are no enemies. Second Mr. Rook, second Falcian. And then at the end of the round, we're all at the same port location. We may advance. And we're going to advance to the next one in the list, Manar. Let's hope it works again. No errors yet. Hell yeah. Start everyone at Kadatheron. It looks like we have some guys. We got the Beings of Ib with Swarming 2, and they're kind of spook. They're a 4/1/4 with Aloof and Hunter, but they only hunt people who are at Ruins locations. And during the enemy's attack step, they attack everyone, even if they're unengaged. Even if they're exhausted, too. If you thought Foot was good, you were wrong. Not only do they have 4 foot, making them meaningfully hard to evade, they're aloof, so it costs 2 actions. And it doesn't do anything. There are so many enemies in the game where I'm like, man, I know Foot's bad, but it really feels like the game is terrified that Foot might be okay, and they just constantly try to make it worse. And I don't know why. Anyway, we're not at a Ruins location, we're at Kadatheron, 5 Shroud, 2 Clues Veiled, a triple action to draw 5 cards would be pretty nice, but I mean, we're kind of already good on hand size. 7 Doom, advance the agenda. We're looking at Corsairs of Ling entering the encounter deck, and that'll be it. And we have a 9 Doom threshold until we have to go, same as the previous one. Let's go. Let's see what our encounter cards are. We have the Priest of 1,000 Masks. We're sitting at 3, so it's a 3/2/3 enemy. Not actually very scary at all. I take a photo of him, by the way. It doesn't matter. I got another card that would have worked anyway, but it's important that I do that before I hit this, because then it's informed. Theoretically, I could get a card that's impossible here, and then like, oh, of course I took a photo of the first guy. So I need to like evaluate and say it before I click this button. In this case though, Foot bad, haha. 5 Shrouds, kind of a lot. Both Perceptions are in my discard pile, so I can't use PMP to pick those up, unfortunately. I'm gonna go first on Leo. I shoot this guy, I'm at 7-2, 7-3. I will fail on ties. I don't have any soak in place, so I don't feel comfortable taking card to change that, so I don't get a -4. Easy, he didn't get a -4, and we didn't get an evidence, but it's important to go first on Leo, because I have to discard this 13th vision. My numbers just aren't good enough on Daryl to feel comfortable at a 5 Shroud location here. We need to know what happened to Ib, which probably means we need to go to Ruins of Ib before we go up to Sarnath. And I'd like to do this as well. Triple action to draw 5 doesn't feel good. It is Deep Knowledge, draw action, draw action. Deep Knowledge is involved in that, so it's good, but it's not great. One of these cards in my deck has to help with this, right? Something in this pile of 9 cards makes me better at doing a book test, surely. Would you believe the answer was no? Wait, yes, analysis. Holy shit, analysis. Oh, no, never mind. A, I can get analysis with practice makes perfect. B, I don't have clues to drop, so it doesn't help at all. I'm gonna take At a Crossroads. Because, like, none of these actually solve my problems, which will then just be right there. I'm gonna play the second Research Notes, because that's a pretty core and important thing to do. And I think I'm just going to investigate with the intention of using Lucky, because I need to get a clue so I can drop the clue so I can be useful. Yeah, I'm gonna use Practice Makes Perfect, so I can pick up Analysis. Duplicating this would be nice. Additionally, +2 is way, way better than +1. Look at this. Okay, maybe it's not. It's 2 better. But still, it's very nice. Didn't need it, but I will get the Analysis. I won't have to use the Lucky. I'll get a clue. That's very important because now I can drop clues, I'll get a resource. And that'll be it for us. Upkeep, another analysis, and a guard dog. Finally draw an ally, and we are overdrawn. No, we're not. We're barely not. 1 of 9 Doom and Evil cards. We've got another Priest. We'll have to show him what for. I'm not convinced I spent a bullet on the last one, so I'm just going to spend 1 now in case I didn't. And this is a little bit annoying because I do take several more play actions, I think. I still need to play Maelson and second Quick Study, so this will cost me 2 actions unless I discard it. That's technically fine. I take a picture of this guy, by the way. I guess I'll take a picture of this so it's not retroactive. Alright, since Daryl finally has the research notes, we can actually do something now and really get off the ground here. I'm going to use these research notes, and I am going to tap Quick Study during the test to drop this clue, boosting me from 6 to 8 book on my book 0 test. And then for every point I succeed by, I can spend an evidence off of these. Speaking of, I just dropped a clue, so both of them get a clue. Also, I get my action back for this investigation I'm currently doing with these because of Press Pass. Oh, but before any of that, I have to draw 3 cards. We get Maelson, Deep Knowledge, Burning the Midnight Oil. And now we test 8 to 0. That's -3, so 5 to 0. So I spend 2 of these. I can spend up to 5, not that I have 5. And I get both clues back. And I got clues, so Daryl's camera is going to steal this. And I grossly over-succeeded, so Empirical Hypothesis goes off too. So looking at this, I'm in an incredibly awkward spot. I could flip Kadathron, but that will probably make this guy harder to kill. And I really need a full turn free on Leo to come deal with this guy. Because if I walk over there, he just like runs in and screams 3 horror at me on Daryl. I can't very well deal with this. What I can do, funnily enough, is walk down here and engage Beings of Ib. That might seem weird and random, but it means I can come down and shoot them with the Thompson. So that would be move engage. What's my last action? I don't really seem to have one. I could attempt to investigate with analysis. I don't need money for anything at this point. I can commit Crack the Case and Midnight Oil, and that'll put me up 4 to kill this, and that's all it's doing. But I have to do it eventually to play this and to play second Quick Study. I don't need these cards for anything else. As I say this, it occurs to me that I could just use the Crack the Case for 5 resources, but no one needs it. So yeah, I investigate as my next action up 4. The game's just freaking out a little bit. I wonder if that's the game or my mouse. I'm getting a new mouse soon, so I'll find out then, I guess. Anyway, up 4, please go away. It's gone. I move and I engage the Beings of Ib as my last action. Now, as Leo, I'm just gonna take 2 horror, I think. No, I'm gonna shoot this guy. And he's dead. And then I'm gonna flip this location now that he's dead. I wasn't flipping it earlier because I needed him to not gain health if I got a Sign of the Gods, which I do. And additionally, I get the last Tenebrous Night Gaunt, and then I flip it back over. So that's done. And then I walk down and I shoot over. And I commit Vicious Blow. It's got 4 fists. I'm at 5, 6, 7 to 4. I need to beat the last one. Enchanted Blade. That's an additional effect, and I don't like it, but it's fine. Oh, it's only investigating. It doesn't even matter. Because I can't... I'm very Cryptchill vulnerable right now on Leo. You'll notice that I seem to have one very heavily invested asset. It's not the best way of playing the game. Anyway, there's nothing to think about. I shoot. Thank God it wasn't something stupid. These 2 cards go back under Leo, and the Beings of Ib go up here. And that's it for us. Thanks, Vicious Blow. Upkeep Phase, another Deep Knowledge. I discard Guard Dog. Sorry, buddy. I could have played him at the start of my turn, too. I just didn't think about it. I should just be missing 2 resources, but I messed up. Honestly, I'm going to deduct the 2 resources, because that seems like the sort of thing where I might have noticed it just now and retroactively played him. So I'm just going to deduct the money as though I had. 2 of 9 Doom and Evil cards. Foot Bad. And I also take a picture of Foot Bad. Shit. Why isn't Maelson in play yet? That's not good. Okay, Song of the Magi Birds attached to our location. Do we have Overpower back? We don't. We have a Guts to test up 1. I can throw him Mr. Rook and an Evidence to be better. Oh, we're not leaving this turn. I'm not in a rush. I thought we had to leave this turn. So I can do like Play Maelson, Research Notes, Quick Study. I have 2 actions left because of Press Pass at that point. Probably just Investigate. My last action still sort of fizzles. Oh, I just got one of these. Would I overdraw? I wouldn't draw a card and swap this. And that actually clears up what my last action is nicely. So I am going to play Quick Study. I'm going to play Maelson. We are a fully set up engine. We have everything we're ever going to need. Just gonna move it all a little bit closer together. I'm going to Investigate with Press Pass, or with Research Notes rather. And I'm going to use Quick Study, and drop 2 clues, which puts 2 clues on both of those as evidence. And the game lags out and drops stuff again. It's gotta be my mouse. It's happening constantly and it's getting worse. So I'm currently testing at 5, 6, 12 to 0. And that's just on autofail. Cool. That over succeeds. I get an Empirical Hypothesis evidence. I'm getting clues, so I'll rip that off a Footpad. And I spend all 3 of these to get 3 clues from this location. And yeah, that's a really confusing way to do it that's prone to messing up and messing with the clue count, but oh well, here we are. And last action, 6 to 1 to get the final clue. Milan gives me a money. Our evidence count is enough that we're never going to run out of Research Notes, so that's good. I have enough clues that I can do a ridiculous analysis play to make sure I never run out of evidence next turn. Over here on Leo, we're going to Guts, we're going to Evidence. So it goes down to 2, I go up to 6, beat it by 4. That's the number. Skulls are about to become auto-fails is what I just heard, but Maja Bird is still out of here. I could walk to the next location now. Or I could play Contraband and have 30 bullets, and the game just explodes a little bit because I wasn't ready for that number, I guess. Yes, good. If only this were a gun like a flamethrower, not just a 45 Thompson. I don't think we need this ever vigilant. I don't think it works in this deck. We should probably look at the backside of this. We know what happened to him, so now we can go up to Sarnath and figure that out. If I draw an enemy here, I need Leo to deal with it, so Leo can deal with it and move, and then I can go move, get clues, move on Daryl. So Leo can't move this turn. I feel like our numbers are unreasonably high and I can Faustian Bargain, but I also don't need Faustian Bargain amounts of money for anything, so I just won't put the curses in the bag and I take a resource action instead. Don't think we'll need to play that second 45 Thompson, I think we're good. 3 of 9 Doom. And then for Daryl's card, we've got Wondrous Lands. My location has no clues, and I think it has to be mine. So it's Surges. Hunted by Corsairs, welcome back. I'm gonna snap a photo for the gram on Hunted by Corsairs. And, okay, we're gonna get domed for 2 this turn, but that's technically fine. Over here, I shoot the cat twice. And it's at autofail or bust numbers. Dead and dead. Bottom of my deck, get out of here. I go to the port and I wait for Daryl. Daryl, it's time to show off the real power of Clue Dropper, because so far it's been alright. Yeah, I've done a lot of setup. It hasn't been very obviously worth it. It hasn't been bad. But like, it's been obviously not that great. I haven't been using Maelson yet, which is obviously not great. I couldn't use him there because I would have to drop a clue on this location and lose the victory. Because we're not going back, we're leaving this round. I Investigate with Research Notes as my second action. I tap Quick Study, and I drop 2 clues for +6, so I'm testing 12 to 0. There are 4 clues on this location now. Speaking of, there are 4 evidence on these now, 2 for each. And I commit Analysis to the test. I'm going to re-roll this at least once guaranteed. -3 is fine, but I'm going to drop a clue to re-roll it. I'm going to stop here because if I get autofail on the last one, it would be very bad. But the reason you drop that clue is to put more tokens on these. So how many clues here are total? I'm pretty sure we can easily pass by that amount since we're testing at 12 to 0. I need to succeed by 5. Yeah, it's not -7 for the skull. So I'm going to take all of these by spending the 5 tokens here. And you'll notice that I still have a Research Notes fully built. So that didn't just get 2 clues virtually guaranteed, but it also has essentially deduction level 2 waiting and ready for the next check. Oh, also, I take this resource here, and I get an evidence on Empirical Hypothesis as well. And last action, I walk to the port. End of the round, upkeep phase first, I guess. I take a horror. Put that on Maelson. Hey, Mitch Brown. And we advance the act. So, we're going to figure out where we want to go. And the place I think we want to go is just the next one in line, the Forbidden Lands. Somebody wasn't very happy. I think this was a problem, maybe. I don't know. But it's completely broken now, so, whatever, it's fine. This goes off and it hits us for 2 after the shuffle. I'll put all that damage on my friends over here. And then on Leo, I just take the damage myself because I have no soak in play, even though I'm down to the bottom 6 cards of my deck. Which, by my count, should be 2 level 2 beat cops, a guard dog, yeah, and a hallowed mirror. There's a lot of health down there. And I'll do the setup myself. I believe all of these were victory 1. Nope, not quite all of them. Oh, I forgot to actually do the veiled thing here because I was so hyped about clue dropping. We discovered a sign of the gods, no big surprise. We're up to 5. All right, I think we're good. 4 of 9 Doom and Evil cards. Took me a while to get it all sorted. Night Riders are back. And over here, I should have taken a picture of Night Riders instantly. I started sighing as soon as I clicked it. The Maja bird would be functionally the same, but I'm still taking a picture of Night Riders. And the funny thing is, it doesn't matter because I'm not getting the evidence either way, am I? No, I'm not. I'm going to shoot these cats twice going first on Leo. And these are auto-fail or bust numbers. Actually, am I losing to that now? I am going to fail on -4s. Or sorry, on skulls now, of which there are 5. I'm going to spend evidence on both of these to beat the skulls. Like, I just need to do that. -4's a pass, -2's a pass. It looks like I didn't need to do it, but it's fine. This is dead. This goes back on the bottom of the deck. And then as the last action, I spend another evidence on Daryl because he's just nuts. And I'm going to try to get rid of the Maja bird, and this is why it doesn't matter which one I actually put it on, because I'm going to get rid of both of them before I get any clues on Daryl anyway, because Daryl's going to get 2 clues and then try to leave. Maybe not. Well, actually, I can just go evade him. That looks very hard to do. I don't know about that. Actually, Daryl only has to take 1 of those, because the other 2 are difficulty 0. It looks very doable. Oh, this guy's massive, swarming 1 players, so it has 2 swarm cards. Didn't catch that when I was setting it up. Its swarm cards do not attack, but it cannot be defeated. If it would be defeated, exhaust it instead. I must be able to put this in the victory display by flipping the card it's at, because that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, what are we doing? We're testing this. We have a guts? No, of course not. We're committing Mitch? Hell yeah. Why not? I don't need soak. Nothing deals damage in this deck. Yeah, sure. I commit Mitch. That puts me up 4. That's necessary. Because of that. I actually still failed on skulls. That wasn't as good as I thought it was. But we got through it. And that'll be Leo. Practice makes perfect pretty much guarantees a deduction, so I don't even need to use my thing. I can just practice makes perfect at 6 to 2, hit a deduction. Okay, I practice makes perfect. It just seems obviously very, very good. My odds of missing deduction are quite low. I did not. And that gets a skull. That is -5 these days, but 6, 7, -5 is in fact exactly 2. So I'll get this deduction and get both clues. Then I'm going to walk over to the Manticore. Hello, Manticore. And I evade the Manticore. I tap Quick Study, and drop a clue each. Which gives me yet more evidence. And now I'm testing at 3 + 6 is 9 to 2 to evade him. And I get an action back from the press pass, which is very funny. Sorry, Manticore. You are thoroughly evaded. Now, he's not exhausted, but he's not allowed to attack me anymore, which may as well be the same thing. And that will get me an evidence on Empirical Hypothesis, because I've succeeded by a shitload. I can get as many clues as I want until the end of time, basically, is what this evidence means, because I don't have to get these clues back. So I'm just massively far ahead. I can spend evidence, 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 so 3 of it here. And that is going to let me... I need to pass a head 1 test. I've got +1, so I'm at 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1. I could deep knowledge first, but what am I looking for if I do? Analysis? I don't have clues. Okay, I spend 1, 2, 3 evidence by the looks of it. It could, like, auto-fail when I put some of that back. And on the first one, It's the head test that's last. So, first test, success. Second test, I get an evidence back. Third test, I use this to make it head 1. I commit these 3. The test at 2, 5 to 1. I lose to Skull still. I'm going to keep this deep knowledge, or the game's going to lag out and freak out as it's been doing so much. I'm going to keep this deep knowledge, and instead only be up 3. Because with 5, I can use Lucky to pass. Up 3. The additional stuff doesn't matter, it's just that. I use Lucky and pass. That's what this is in the deck for. Alright, we flip these. You haven't covered a Sign of the Gods. Get a Tenebrous Night Gaunt. Sorry, got them all. But I will get a Sign of the Gods and go up to 6. We moved, we dodged, we did the test, and we did another thing. Didn't we? We got clues or something? Yes. So my turn is done. I didn't flip the test for that one. This guy doesn't hunt, he's just hanging out. So, upkeep phase, upkeep phase. And now he'll re-engage me. He doesn't hurt me this turn, though. 5 of 9 Doom. We're getting pretty close to time to go. Tenebrous Night Gaunts finally showing their faces. Does Leo need to come kill stuff? Leo, you need to kill that. So instead, I don't have any clues to drop. Never mind. I'll just take the cards I get. So Tenebrous Night Gaunts actually just come back if you try to abandon them, which is really funny. But it's mostly funny to me because I look at that and my brain just like crosses its wires. And I'm like, did they horrifically misspell Tenacious Night Gaunts? Is the similarity intentional? Oh, and I take a picture of my Night Gaunt, because why would I not? So, like, Leo's looking at shoot, shoot, move, and he's not even interacting with Daryl this turn, which is kind of really bad. Daryl can just auto-evade both of these guys without touching the bag, though, which is nice. He's gonna walk down, he's gonna get hit for 1-1 by those guys. Mr. Rook's gonna die, and I'm gonna put them in the victory display by... Whoa, what's going on here? I don't like that. Get me a new one. This one sucks. Yeah, now it works. Why do you show up on the bottom? Oh, you don't anymore. All right. Thanks for gaslighting me, game. So, my whole shoot, shoot, move thing, he's got 4 fists. I'm only up 2. Daring still beats... No, it doesn't. It actually loses to Skull. I'm gonna do Daring Thompson on the first shot. I get to draw a card. He takes 2. I spend a bullet. 25, huh? I don't think I needed this many bullets. I think I might have... Like, if I hadn't done this, I'd still have, like, 8 bullets or something. God, Daring failing sucks. And, like, it's the same thing with this Manticore. I don't think I can actually kill that. There are so many minus a millions, right? These are -6s. My odds of winning at +2 are still pretty solid. It's just all these skulls that are a slight issue. Do I commit Vicious Blow to beat the skulls, man? Because 4, 6, 9 to 4 with 6 here. Vicious Blow to beat the skulls feels terrible. Just don't pull a skull. How hard is it? Easy game, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, good. He's dead. Should Leo be trying to fight this guy? Like, my last action might not be moving out there. It might be like, good luck, Daryl, and then staying where I am. If I walk out there, I get hit for 2-1 immediately with no soak. I'm drawing a card. Fuck that. Good luck, Daryl. The Beat Cop's much appreciated. My last 2 cards for Beat Cop level 2. Yeah, that's why I feel so bad about my fist. Okay, maybe I can fight that guy. A second ago, I was like, we can probably even start working on the last place. We're doing so well. And then we just drew both Tenebrous Night Gaunts and Leo's just like AFK while Daryl's over here. And it's Daryl, at least. Like, this is, in my opinion, the best character in the game. So since I reduced both of these tests to 0, I just need to not auto-fail, and I can still keep playing. Yeah, like, that was a -6 on a dodge test on a Kluber, but it's just fine. It's not actually a problem. And then I walk down and I engage with the Horde of Night. Actually, this thing's massive, I think, so I'm not really engaged with it. But the enemy phase does happen, and he does hit me for 1-1 and kill Mr. Rook. Poor Mr. Rook. He lives to die. Anyway, upkeep phase. These guys are ready. Both Beat Cops are finally here. We can do stuff with that. 6 of 9 Doom and Evil cards. There are no clues in your location, so gain Surge. That's not going to matter at all. Actually, wait a second. Oh, commit cards to skill test? That's fine. I'm worried about playing beat cops, man. I can discard Guts if I really need to play this Vicious Blow and this Daring, which I very well might, but that's not a big deal. Foot Bad, and I take a picture of Foot Bad. All right, I get hit for 1-1 again as I investigate using research notes in front of this man. I have Analysis, thank God. I tap Quick Study. I do not because I don't have any clues. Analysis doesn't do anything then, so there's no point in committing it. Just 6-0. If I fail because I get a skull, I would actually succeed by 0 and be unallowed to play Lucky. I commit Crack the Case Dr. Milan to be 8-0, so that if I get a -6 on a skull, I will still pass. Didn't need it, but glad I did it. These get spent, and I get these 2 clues. And I flip this location. Like I thought, we get a Sign of the Gods, that's not the important part here. Add Horde of Night to the victory display. If it didn't do that, I was just gonna, be a little bit dead. I guess those go on where my deck isn't presently. I'm probably gonna go evade this Manticore, I think, as my last action. And if I do that, I have the ability to drop a clue to get another action, which seems good. Yep, I'm gonna move up here. These guys are going to engage me again. I'm going to evade the Night Gaunt. I'm gonna use Quick Study, and drop 2 clues. Putting me at 3, 6, 9-1. I beat the skull even though it's a -7 and I'm the Clover and I'm tripping somebody. Get tripped. And Press Pass activates, and speaking of, I just dropped 2 clues, so maybe I actually put those down. They're very useful. And since Press Pass is active, I get this back. And I'm gonna spend one of these evidence. Also, that definitely just triggered Hypothesis. To trip this guy, because I don't want to get hit by him or shot over by Leo. And he's here. I'm not disengaged with him, but he's not killing me. I just turned off Maelson. That probably wasn't the right call. But I was never getting out this round anyway. On Leo, I am going to use my ability to play a beat cop. That means I'm shooting at 7-4. I'm never beating the skull. I just have to accept that. Actually, Daring Vicious Blow does currently exactly beat the skull, which is funny. I can't play those, however. That's okay. Oh, did I get clues this turn? Yeah, I got clues in my initial location, so I get a picture off the Kodak of Foot Bad. I don't need to play the second one this turn. I need to discard a card with an even number of skill icons, like Faustian Bargain, to get rid of this. I'm not really in the business of taking 2-1. I've already taken 5, and I need the health on my beat cops. We can probably just get a victory by leaving. We definitely move in and shoot. There's no other way to play this. It's just gotta be that. And Vicious Blow Daring. And we auto-fail and just die, right? That's how this goes. Do we actually just die if we auto-fail? We might beat cop second. 1, 2, 3, 4. I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 health soak. At 6, I die. So I can beat cop first and technically live when I auto-fail this. Okay, we're good. That's 3 more damage. I should probably spend the bullets. It really doesn't matter. I could double the stack every time I shoot, and it would be just as accurate to how many bullets are left in the gun. The number is too many. Anyway, end of the turn, take 2-1. Upkeep phase, enemies come out. Definitely taking the Night Gaunt over here on Daryl so he can dodge it. 13th Vision again. 13th Vision means that I lose at 0-0 and can't dodge the Night Gaunt. Oh no. I have Quick Study, but I don't have clues. I have a Lucky. We should still be fine. I have 3 foot. 7 of 9 Doom, looking like we're not getting much more done. I cannot play your trigger cards with odd printed cost. Thankfully, Beat Cops and Thompsons are not odd costed, because those are apparently my only assets in the world. Over here, Hunted by Corsairs. I think that's fine. It's probably fine. Apparently I got rid of the giant one, which was definitely over-eager. Speaking of, I snap a picture of Hunted by Corsairs. Leo needs to deal 2 more damage to this. So Leo's ability is a reaction ability to play an ally asset. It is not you have an additional action. This is not an action to do this. So I use Leo's ability to play this Beat Cop for 3. I tap both Beat Cops to deal 2 damage, and this man dies. I couldn't remember if I'd ever flipped Illic Vod. I didn't, because I've definitely not healed 2 Horror and drawn 2 cards. Unfortunately, Horror is just like not the limiting factor in this scenario. It's the health on Leo. That's the limiting factor. My last card's Hallowed Mirror. I was like, wait a second, why am I worried about dying? Shouldn't I have a Hallowed Mirror? I should. It just keeps not being in my deck and being under swarming enemies instead. Shooting over with -7 on the skull just feels like suicide. Like, he's just gotta dodge that. There's not a way around it. I need to do this book test? That's not happening. I move, gain a resource, and play Guard Dog. Good job, Leo. You're probably alive. Over here, in the nonsense land that I live in, I'm going to spend an evidence to make this difficulty 0. And I'm going to evade at 3 to 0. And pass. I could get those clues, but it's not actually helpful in any way to do so. So I move. And I can test this now, because I have an action left. I'm at 5 to 4 base. 4 to 4, really, because of 13th vision. I'm going to commit this to be up to and able to beat -3s and -4s. I spend Lucky, and I win. This is gone, this is wasted, and this is in the discard pile. So I just did a double check to make sure my deduction math was right and I didn't fail because of 13th vision. I'm at 5, 6 to 4, 7 to 4, and Lucky 9 to 4. Okay, so I didn't spend evidence. If I just spent evidence, I crush this and don't need to use Lucky. I'm very dumb. I should have spent an evidence. Oh well. Upkeep. At a crossroads, that goes to Daryl. Upkeep. Hallowed Mirror's finally here. 8 of 9 Doom. But first, we advance. Now, we can always just resign, right? Like, we can leave right now. Speaking of, this guy readies, and he'll be sticking around. We could leave, but we probably get, like, 1 victory in our single turn at, whatever the last place is, the Timeless Realm. So I'm gonna go for that. This location's a victory location. The rest of this isn't. All right, so that's all the setup. We are on a victory location immediately, so that's gonna be pretty good for us. There's another one up here, we can only get 1. And funnily, we can't actually go to that one because we don't have enough cards. We have to discard 3 cards, 1 for at a crossroads, 1 to enter, and 1 to leave. So we have to get this one. This one's not worth victory. And as I recall, the one that's not worth victory should be the one that just goes further in. So it's not even useful to flip. But there's still the small issue of Mythos cards. That one doesn't matter just because it's in my hand. What's the other one? Oh. Oh. That's a pretty good 2 out of 23 to hit the Crawling Mist, I guess. Alright. Do you have a Vicious Blow left? I don't. I have Beat Cops, though. I tap a Beat Cop and deal damage to it. And I'm going to go first on Daryl, because I very much have to. I get an action out of this, and I'm going to investigate my location using that action with research notes at 6 to 0. -1 is fine. I pass by 5. I spend 2 evidence, and I get 2 clues. Victory attained. I do get slapped for doing this. I take 1/1. And I'm going to kill Melson with that damage because he's been doing a terrible job at protecting me from the Mythos phase this time around. I'm going to flip this over and see what's on the other side. We beseech the king and nothing else. Well, I'm going to get back on that boat and leave. Good luck. Oh, but when I resign, I drop my clues, so it doesn't do anything. It's okay, I walk to the other port and leave. And I drop my clues up there. And I get hit again, and that doesn't really matter. Okay, cool. And there are no clues on Leo, so he's fine to resign where he is. And now on Leo, we're gonna see if we can't just, like, randomly deal enough damage to this guy to get through. We beat Cop him and just put damage on the beat cop and not him. That's fairly funny. So we're gonna take 2 shots, and we're not gonna risk trauma for this. We're just taking the 2 shots. I cannot commit cards with odd skill values. I don't even have fist icons anyway. Or odd printed cost actions, but this is an even printed cost, so we're safe. But I'm probably not getting this. There's so many skulls in the bag. It is 8-3, so it's just the skulls, but there's a lot of them. Wait. All right, I'll take free victory. Don't feel like I earned that one at all. And then I'll resign with my last action and get out. That was a really good search for Kadath. That was incredible. I do not expect to full clear 3 locations. Getting to do that and stealing 2 VP out of Timeless Realm is crazy. And that's 7. I don't think any team is really ever going to get 10. I don't know how insanely broken your characters have to be. That's like Untabooed, Mandy, Rex, and Tony as your team. Did I make a terrible decision? Oh no, you just get straight to R1. We're fine. Okay, I was briefly very worried. We get Victory X. We get 7 tally marks under Search for Kadath. Virgil was captured. Randolph eluded capture. And then we proceed to the next one. So we're up to total 8 evidence for Kadath, and we flip back over to website. And our final victory is 1 from this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's really solid. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me. I've been rather incoherent. I hope you would enjoy the series with me. If you have, like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really does help the channel grow. And I'll see you in the next one. And in case you're wondering what the hell that was, that's the cleanup helper. It's down here in the bag of fan-made accessories, and it's absolutely wonderful. Anyways, see you in the next one.